It was May 12, 5:30 p.m., a day before the 2019 midterm elections. It was also the deadline for substitution of party list nominees. National Youth Commission Chair Ronald Cardema abruptly resigned to become the sole nominee of the Duterte Youth Party List group, substituting for his wife and 4 others who all filed their notices of withdrawal. It was a buzzer-beater, a photo finish moment for Cardema. The youth leader has been controversial for his aggressive stance against leftist groups. In his words, he calls the Duterte Youth Group pro-government, pro-military, hardliner. Cardema's track record as a rabid rightist precedes him. He is the top proponent, aside from the president, of mandatory ROTC among grade 11 and 12 students. He wants state scholars stripped of their scholarships if they join a rally, and he wants to use the Sangguniang Kabataan to fight what he calls communists-influenced student leaders. He also used his office, the National Youth Commission, to practically campaign for Bongo by proclaiming the Special Presidential Assistant Pambansang Kuya ng Kabataan. On May 13 election day, the Duterte Youth Party List group garnered enough votes for 1 seat in the House of Representatives. Some groups protested Cardema's substitution bid, claiming he is not qualified to become a party list nominee for the youth sector. A nominee must not be more than 30 years old on election day. Cardema is 34 years old. Updating his Facebook on May 16, Cardema calls himself an incoming congressman. The Comelec did not have a ruling yet on both his substitution and eligibility at the time. On May 22, more than a week after election day, the winning party list groups were proclaimed.
Duterte Youth, 1 seat.
Duterte Youth gets 1 seat. But there was still no resolution on Cardema's case. Cardema stands up as a party list nominee for Duterte Youth even if the Comelec and Bank had yet to decide on his substitution bid.
Pinag-aaralan natin, ngayon pinag-aaralan pa. Siyempre, one-seat talaga. Duterte Youth. Ang tanong dyan, sino ang upo?
In an analysis piece, former Ateneo School of Government Dean Tony Lavinia and collaborator Joy Reyes write, the Cardema ruling may set a dangerous precedent on 3 grounds. First, because it circumvents the constitutional prohibition against executive officials using government resources to campaign during the elections. Second, it circumvents the requirement for appointed officials to resign from their posts when campaign period begins. Third, it violates the rule that youth representatives must be 30 years old or less. On June 4, the Comelec approved Cardema's last-minute substitution. The lone dissenter? Comelec Commissioner Rowena Guanzon. Guanzon says, quote, "The Commission cannot sit idly by and allow this unabashed mockery and assault to our democratic processes and institutions to go unchastised." Comelec Chair Sherif Abba says the Bank only ruled on Cardema's substitution, but the House of Representatives Electoral Tribunal may be the one to determine his eligibility. Will Cardema eventually take his seat as an overaged youth representative? Will his brazen opportunism take him to Congress?